upon a time in the year 2000, two very important things happened in my life. I passed the bar exams and received my lawyer's license, and I got married. It was a beautiful wedding, great party with our friends and family in a lovely Israeli garden near Tel Aviv. Like a typical secular Israeli bride, I stood under the chuppah, covered, silent, and detached, wanting it to end. We married in a Jewish Orthodox ceremony because we had no choice. We didn't think about it. We didn't know better. We married through Rabbinate because that's just how it is in Israel. Despite what I've just learned in law school, I didn't ask myself, Smadar, how do you want to get married? What do you want to say? Why can't you say anything? Are you aware that you're being bought? You know it's dangerous to get married through Rabbinate, so why are you doing this? Is there any alternative? Ultra-Orthodox monopoly over marriage and divorce means that so many people are discriminated. Women, LGBTQ couples, immigrants from the former Soviet Union, converted Jews, and Israelis who do not identify with Orthodox Judaism all face oppression by the rabbinate in marriage and divorce. As a family lawyer, I practice divorce proceedings. Frustrated from the chaotic family law system and the disparity of power between men and women in Jewish divorce, I went searching for answers. I realized that the solution to injustices in divorce is found not only in the way that conflict is being resolved, but in the way that the relationship is created. Understanding two important things: that in order to achieve gender equality, we must first and foremost change the way we get married, and that there seems to be a way to bypass the current and crazy Israeli law system. A rabbinate halachic marriage is irrelevant to the world in which we live and love in, a world where freedom and equality are our guiding values. How can it be that the Jewish state of Israel is the only place in the world with no religious freedom for Jews? And so, in 2007, I joined Havaya, then a brand new organization offering secular Israelis freedom of expression by reclaiming life cycle ceremonies. We are now a community of 50 wedding officiants who conduct hundreds of egalatarian wedding ceremonies each year. By raising awareness and various activities, we encourage couples to hold a free ceremony, an Israeli, Jewish, equal ceremony, tailor-made for each couple and family, reflecting their values and their beliefs. We nourish civil activism that takes place in weddings in the center of Israeli and Jewish culture. Next, we join forces with Israel Chofshit in order to expand public impact, knowing that a grassroots phenomenon will challenge the political status quo. Thanks to Federation's iRep initiative, we also partnered with the reform and the conservative movements in a public campaign, Chatuna Shava, reaching millions of Israelis. Instead of waiting for Parliament to change the law, we're creating a reality that will force decision makers to do so. With masses of couples getting married outside the rabbinate, the state will have to ratify freedom of choice in marriage, which is already spreading throughout the country. To make it more accessible, we created the Shared Life Certificate. Our Havaya lawyers provide counseling, get couples to sign affidavits declaring their status as common law married. We offer a whole solution by adding law into the equation, a civil way to bypass the establishment completely. This is a viable solution to the lack of freedom of marriage in Israel, an accessible model combining Jewish culture and civil law. Israelis can now choose their path to marriage, creating a wave of Jewish renewal and social change. According to a study led by Panim, 2,500 weddings were held by Jewish renewal organizations in the past years. Hundreds, maybe thousands more, are held by independent officiants or friends and family of the couple. We estimate that 1 of 5 weddings in Israel is a free and equal wedding. Public awareness on this subject has changed significantly in the past 5 years. In Havaya alone, we grew from 200 to 700 ceremonies a year many, many more Israelis engage in our public events, our seminars and lectures. This phenomenon is pluralistic and growing wider and wider to diverse audiences in Israel. Religious or secular, each couple and each ceremony counts. Today, it is natural for a couple to ask the questions that we didn't ask in the beginning of this millennium when we got married. 18 years ago, I was a young bride with no voice and no freedom of choice. Today, I'm using my knowledge and skills to give voice to brides and grooms and to help them choose. Lawyering for social change is challenging and very powerful, and I am so proud to take part in this civic movement that makes real impact. I want you all to know that there is a civil revolution going on in Israel. Thousands of couples are breaking the monopoly step by step in weddings for all, boycotting the corrupt rabbinate. And it seems that achieving freedom of marriage in Israel is much simpler than we are used to think. De facto, there is civil marriage in Israel, but in order for the state to acknowledge it and for these weddings to be recognized, we need legislation. We believe that the next elections and the next Knesset will have this crucial issue on the table due to our collaborative activities. We still have so much work ahead of us towards civil marriage and divorce, God forbid. And I invite you to talk to us, partner with us, and join this revolution of joy, what I call the Simcha Revolution, Mahapecha Besimcha. I wish you all a great time in Israel. Toda Rabba.